It's just money.
Oh, but why does it cause so many relationship problems?
That's what we're talking about in today's video. Money and why it creates problems, challenges, conflicts, and disagreements in relationship. You're going to like this. If you've been in a relationship for any length of time at all, you know that money is one of those things that causes big-time challenges and conflicts in relationships. I mean, after all, it's one of those. It's sort of like, Susie, it's like sex, money, kids, in-laws, all of those things, kind of the big ones. But money is at the top of the list for a lot of men and women in relationship that causes so many conflicts. So
and separation,
yeah,
and
so
divorce.
Yeah, so why is this that money is such a big thing?
Because it's not really about money.
It's not really about money. So if you're fighting about money, just know that going right up front, it's not about the money.
What is it about, Otto?
Well, it's about a lot of things, but one of the biggest things is your view of the world.
Yeah.
How it is that you think life and love ought to be. In fact, there are, when it comes to couples, a lot of times, Susie, there's differences. I mean, you and I, in our relationship, we're different.
We've got the saver and the spender.
Yes.
Yeah. And it really has been our major conflict over the years, is how we deal with money. Because if one person has the idea, spend now, and the other person has the idea, save now for later, then that really causes conflicts.
Right.
And that's not the only conflict that we've seen.
Right.
About stepkids.
Right.
If how the person spends money on their kids, and the other person says, you spend too much money on your kid, and what about my kid?
Right.
So there's that big drama in a relationship. And then we've seen one person being overwhelmed by talking about money. Maybe there was something in the past, and there's overwhelm, and maybe the other person is very analytical and likes to have the numbers down. So we all, the point is that we draw to us somebody who usually is our opposite, and especially around this money issue.
Yeah, and a lot of times about this opposite, there's big lessons to be learned here. We've talked about a lot in our work about the idea of learning from each other, growing, becoming better people, and growing personally and spiritually as a result of you being in the relationship. And I know that this thing between Susie and I of money, it's been one of our biggest growth areas. And the reason why is you learn to embrace the other person's differences. And I know in our case,
not easy, is it?
It's not easy. Not easy at all. As to, oh, okay, well, this person who I totally love in every single way, she wants to restrict my freedom. And so she looks at me how?
That he's not responsible.
Yeah.
Right?
And so that inner conversation, whatever it is for you, if money's a challenge for you and how you deal with money, you have that story about how money is for you and why it's going to cause problems in your life. And you know what? Usually, the problems that you think money or not dealing with money are causing in your life are usually not based or not grounded in the present moment. It's usually either based on some fear of something you've had happen in your past or something you've seen happen in the past, or a fear of something you think might happen in the future. So it's not grounded in the reality of the present moment at all.
Yeah. So Otto, let's talk about what we've learned on how to deal with this between the two of us. So number one, we're going to give you a few tips, right? So number one is look at your approach to money and how you have decided that your construct of how you want your world to be around money. And it's not right or wrong or whatever, but just look at it and what does this produce in me when I come up against somebody who's different from me?
Right.
And just look, do I get controlling? Do I get aggressive? Do I get passive aggressive? Do I zone out? Do I get overwhelmed? What is it that happens? So it's important to figure out what you do.
Sure. The second thing we want to talk about is questioning your beliefs around money. What do you believe about money? What is it for? What should you do with it? How do you save it? How do you spend it? Taking a look at where those beliefs came from are a lot of times helpful.
Right.
Also, questioning the beliefs. So if you have an
ironclad belief
about money
that
is this
I have to have so much in the bank, or I just have to have that new car or whatever. So questioning your belief around that.
Yes.
Right. That's really important.
Absolutely.
And then if you're going to talk to your partner about this, which we recommend, you're in a partnership together and it's important that you do, use words that invite to a conversation rather than close somebody down.
Right.
And you can say words like, how can we get both our needs met? And we just put it on the table. This is what I like. This is what I like. How can we get both our needs met? And would you be willing to just listen to what I need here?
Right. So also when you're having these conversations, really listen to what it is that's important to your partner or your spouse, and don't instantly dismiss or what they have to say or what's important to them, because that's what's important. So we're encouraging you not to make them wrong for being different, and also don't get defensive.
Oh, we know that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Because your way of the world is not my way,
right,
and I've got to defend my way no matter what.
Yes.
But the only thing you do when you do that is you cause absolute conflict and separation.
Yeah.
And really, if you're coming through life together, if you've said, all right, we're going to be together here, then you want to work together on this.
Yeah. So consider suggestions, whether it's yours, your partner's, and then get together maybe at a later time to make a plan. So, but the big thing that we want to share with you is there's no right or wrong way to be with money in your own life and in your relationship. In fact, we look at it like from the perspective or the question of how can you both get your needs met, especially around money. Now, that's a radical idea to a lot of people, but we really think it's possible. So think about that question of how can you and your spouse or partner get both of your needs met. I mean, that's really something that's kind of the takeaway here is think about how that can really happen.
And one more thing, open your hearts to each other as you're talking.
Yeah. So we hope these tips have been helpful to you. Be sure and subscribe here on our YouTube channel because you're going to get notifications of all of our latest videos, all the things that we release here on YouTube. Also, go to our website at susieandotto.com. You see the graphic there on the screen, susieandotto.com. We are writing articles, creating information, and just trying to help you in whatever we can. And we release things on susieandotto.com that we don't release anywhere else. So be sure and go there and subscribe by email there so you get all the notifications there. So again, thanks so much for watching this video, and stop those darn money conflicts. Stop it now.